so hoping that you can see me right now. I'm taking these off for the night. It's nighttime. Hey guys, what's up? It's been an awful long time. I have the fireplace on right now. I have my ghost mug with tea. It's lemon and ginger tea. And then I have my blanket from HomeSense. I have the Pretty Basic podcast going on right now. Today has been a big podcast day. And might I say, I absolutely love when all of my favorite YouTubers post all of their podcasts or post videos the same day. But it's just, it turns into a whole YouTube binge watch series. Like, it turns into me just binge watching YouTube all day, but honestly I'm here for it. But then, see, if I was smart and I thought it through, I would save one for tomorrow, because I hate those days that go by where it's just crickets on YouTube and no one's posting. So this is where I come in, and this is why I am posting today. So like I said in the last few videos, this month has been pretty energy draining, I must say. We are 3 days out from my show right now. 3 days. And of course we're going to be vlogging. We are leaving to go to Grand Prairie tomorrow, which is a 7-hour drive. We're going there, and then we're just going to kick our feet up and relax. On Friday I have my tanning appointment, which you'll be able to see, but I definitely want to get like some super cool content and a vlog, because I finally am in a position where I can vlog my show, and I definitely want to take advantage of that because I regret it every single freaking year. 3 days away. But this month has been no joke. I feel like everyone around me has definitely seen my energy levels just plummet to the ground, even beneath the ground, because it's been so bad. My brain fog has been bad. My motivation, there's been barely anything there. I've only been really focusing on the cardio that I have to do, the meals that I have to eat, the vitamins that I have to take, and the training that I have to do, the lifts I have, the weights I have to lift. So that's all that I've been doing the last month, and it has been good just kind of doing nothing. And of course I'm still coaching. That's never going to change. What I wanted to talk about today was ways that I have been reducing the stress in my body, in my mind, in my soul the last month, because genuinely I have been very stressed out and it has not been very fun, and I've just been needing a break, but I can't get one because of prep. So I took everything that I have learned and I made a list here of what I did to reduce stress in my body and my mind, also help those around me. Of course, Nate got heat from my stress, and my family got heat from my stress, and of course I never want to put that on anybody, but sometimes it happens to the best of us. We all know when we have bad days, we aren't going to be spreading happiness around as much as we would like to. Sometimes it's best for you to just isolate yourself a little bit, which is, by the way, not what I'm doing right now. Nate is at the gym, and I was sitting here, and I thought I might as well pick up the camera and make this video so I can edit it and go to bed. So let's talk about this. I do want to say one thing. The reason why I had to really work on my stress this month was because my weight actually went up 6 pounds on the scale due to high stress, high inflammation. It happens to your body. If you have a really strenuous leg day and the next day you're up in weight on the scale, that's super normal. It's just inflammation and water retention from your legs. You usually do see it in the leg days, but sometimes it can happen in like a heavy push day or pull day, but usually it is legs because they are half of your body. So when they hold water, you know when your legs hold water, they might be a little bit more sore. It might be, you might be more tired the next day. Like, literally the smallest things ever impact your body and stress. So when I realized that I was 2 weeks out and my weight spiked 6 pounds, I needed to do some things to put my body back in gear and be happy. So the first thing that I did was I took out aspartame. I did remove aspartame a few days before peak week, just so when we got to peak week, that was already a variable that we didn't have to change. It was already changed and we already accommodated for it. I have been using some sweetener here and there, especially just in my yogurt. I'll put a little stevia packet, or I'll put a little tablespoon of maple syrup, but it is not near what I was having before. No diet pops, no, like literally nothing that has aspartame except for a tablespoon of maple syrup or 1 stevia packet every day. The next thing is, going into peak week, I reduced volume and intensity on my lifts. So even before peak week, we actually cut out leg training altogether, like the week before. So at 2 weeks out, we cut out all leg training. And then the other day, I think 2 days ago, I did a very small full leg day, and nothing where it was going to hurt me the next day, like nothing where I was going to be sore the next day, just something where I'm moving my legs and I'm not going to be super stiff, and it was more for mobility and more for just like blood flow to my legs. So we just did like 4 exercises, one that hit every muscle group, and that is to reduce water retention and inflammation in my leg. Huge that I feel like a lot of people deal with, just with the high amounts of cardio at the end of prep, and you're not eating as much, so your recovery is a little bit worse. You know, muscle loss. The next thing is that my digestion, because my stress was not doing me too good, it also did not help my digestion. So I already have some issues digesting. That's normal. I feel like everyone talks about it now, so it's not even taboo. But I did increase my fiber, so with what carbs I did have, all of it was pretty well just for fiber. So I was having fiber 1 at night throughout my entire prep, which was amazing, and I still am. Like today I had fiber 1, tomorrow I'll be having it, the next day I'll be having it. I'm bringing it to my show because that night I'm having it. We took carbs away. Once we took carbs away from my breakfast, I was only having an omelet with some vegetables like red onion, spinach, broccoli, and zucchini, but it was like half a cup of all of those, so it wasn't very much. So that's when my digestion started like getting a little weird, and of course, in prep, you do not have room to have bad digestion, and I have suffered with digestion the last 2 preps. Last one was a lot better than my first one, but this one I really wanted to make sure that I nailed because it is genuinely scary to me when I have digestive problems. I have Metamucil in the morning with my omelet, and I'll mix it up with my orange flavored EAAs, and it's really good. It tastes just like orange juice, and I enjoyed it actually. I would keep doing it. The next thing is my meal timing. So meal timing is really important for protein synthesis, and it's also very important because you have to keep everything as consistent as possible on prep. So, you know, when you do digest, you know when you're going to digest, and you know when you're training and how your body responds to your pre-workout. And then, you know, it would be weird of you to train in the morning every single day for 4 months and then one day train at 10 p.m. Like, your body would feel it, and you would not feel as strong. You would feel really freaking weird, and it would mess you all up. It would mess you up the next day, and then the next day, and the next day, and you have to get back on routine. You can't have that in prep. Everything has to be, gotta have your ducks in a row. Your little quack, 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 gotta have them all in a row. Every single day of my prep, I would eat my last meal around 8:30 to 9:30. That's been consistent, and I feel like that's been helping. It did slip a little bit where we went to BC, and we went to BC for like a security guard gig. Super random. It was for the lore. We know it was for the lore. So I got back on track there and kept it within 8 p.m. I was finishing my meals because at that point I was getting a little bit hungry to wait till 9. So we kept it at 8 p.m. sharp. I was eating my last meal. And then I usually will just sip on tea and call it a night there. What has been helping a lot, which is also what I'm going to be doing after this video, and I'm going to be editing in the bathtub. So just always having a nice hot steamy bath with some Epsom salts, some things that are going to help you, maybe light a candle, read a book, listen to a nice self-care podcast, or just something to just bring you down a little bit. Like right now I feel very zen. I'm not as like up as I usually am, but it's just because, you know, it's like 9 o'clock at night right now, which also the last like month I've been falling asleep around like 7:30, 8, but today was my first refeed day, so I definitely had some good energy. Yesterday was my last really low carb day, and I was feeling pretty energized. Not exactly sure why, but I think it happened last year too, so I do want to look into why I might have had more energy being on extremely low calories for like 5 days. You can also do this in the sauna. So I was kind of looking to reduce water retention and inflammation, so that's why I was getting baths, and also just to take out any like knots in my muscles or anything that was like a sore leg day or a sore upper body day or something. It's just really nice to get a bath and then have your muscles loosen, and then you can just start your day off really good. Or, sorry, I just made my post-show cake and everyone is telling me how great it is. And it's making me so happy. Also, having regular massages or a massage gun. I didn't really use our massage gun at all this prep. I did at the beginning when I was lifting very heavy still. Also, what has worked for me and my relationship with Nate this whole prep, which I think we should do a video on that. I'm gonna write that down. Informing your support system or people that see you every single day, maybe at work, or your family, or your significant other, or your best friends. Let them know when your calories are dropping or when you're starting to get in a funk from prep, or if you're just not feeling good anymore, let them know. Like, of course you're gonna have good and bad days, but some days are worse than others. So letting them know and learning your body and your mindset, and that will come with a couple different preps. Like it took me 3 preps in the course of 4 years now to be like, okay, I understand how I react and what my body does when I'm low carb and when I'm not feeling my best and when I'm just overexerting like all this energy. So it was really easy for me to have a discussion with Nate at the beginning of prep 20 weeks ago, where I just kind of told him, this is how I'll be and this is the best way to go about it. I'm also aware that no one's choosing to do this prep except for me. They are still choosing to support me, and that makes me so grateful, but I don't want to push them away, and I don't want to act entitled, being like, my calories are decreasing, like watch out, you might as well just not talk to me. Like, I'm never going about it that way. I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm really low energy today. I might just be like a little bit more quiet today, or I might not want to do much today. I might just want to go to bed early, or maybe I just want to like sit and watch TV all day besides doing what I need to do, or like maybe I just want to have a quieter day than normal. Maybe I want to work out just by myself today. Little things like that really helped Nate and I. That's all I have to say. And it does, like, filling them in, because they don't know what's happening. They're like, damn, she's a bitch now. Like, that is not what you want to portray yourself as. And if you do come off like that, it's important to also bring it up. Definitely bring it up, and definitely give your 2 cents of it. What I found really helpful too, to just bring down some of the pounds of inflammation in my body the last little bit, was only listening to like soft, uplifting music. I have a posing playlist that I listen to when I'm practicing posing, but lately I've been listening to it like pretty well the last 3 weeks on repeat. I have like 40 hours of music on there. I can put it in the description if you want to listen to it. It's really nice. It's just very like fluttery music. It's like Odessa, Flume, Rufus du Sol, like people like that, artists like that, in that category. I don't really know what you would describe that as, but very like sparkly, tingly music that just has like really good beats that just make you feel really uplifted and positive. And I've been listening to that in the car, I've been listening to that in the mornings, I've been listening to that in the gym, I've been listening to it like everywhere I am. When there's music playing, it is like very soft, nice, happy music, because it genuinely does. If I'm listening to like rap or like UK rap or German rap and very like hard spoken men cursing and saying like very derogatory things, like that is going to make you like tenser. It's going to make you want to push in the gym. That's why people will listen to it in the gym or when they go out, because they want to be more aggressive. But right now I had to tame myself a lot. I had to bring myself down a lot. I did feel very tense and I felt very aggressive and like angry. So you do have to bring that down, and you can do that with music. The last thing that I have on this list is using a planner or a calendar to stay on top of tasks, to avoid stressing over anything important and missing anything. So that was another thing that I was always stressing out about, was I felt like I always had something to do, but I could never like think about what I was doing. I'm like, okay, I feel like I have something to do. And this is super important when you're also deep in prep, because you get brain fog and you definitely suffer a little bit mentally during the last few weeks of prep. I noticed it around like 5 weeks out. My brain was just like, oh man, not having the best time out here. I was very forgetful. I still feel like some of my clients have reached out to me asking for something, like a switch on their program or something, and it might have just completely slipped my mind. I don't even know, but I definitely, what I do is I go into my reminders on my phone, just like the Apple reminders. They're so simple and easy, and all of my reminders, whenever I think of anything, whether it's a TikTok video idea, or it is something that I have to get done for the day, or groceries that I have to get, or even just captions that I'll think about right in the spot. I usually have a notes for that, but if I'm in a rush, I'll put it in my reminders. And like half of this stuff I have checked off already, or half of this stuff is like, you know, things to look into, like gut health post. I want to make a post about gut health. What I wanted to write on my post-show cake that I finished off today, so I can click that off. But yeah, it definitely, and then if like my clients say, Susie, I don't have a client named Susie, but if Susie needed something, I'd say Susie-switch program or add alternative leg exercise, something like that. And then I can go in and I can be like, yes, that needs to get done, and it gets checked off. There's nothing more satisfying than checking off boxes and that you're confident with doing that. So yeah, basically that is all that I have for you guys this week. This is the last down day before a bunch of exciting things happen the next few days, so I'm definitely going to make some content about that. Also, I am extremely active on short form content on TikTok, Instagram. You will find me there every single day. I am posting. I will never miss a day of Instagram. Sometimes I'll miss a day on TikTok. I might miss a day on TikTok this weekend, but I'll try my best not to, because I really want to just capture as much content as possible on the weekend, because I feel like it's just been so long since I've done a prep. And yeah, I'm super excited for what's to come. And I also just literally cannot believe that I did this myself, with the help and support of Nate, of course, in the last couple of weeks. But just like doing this whole thing, understanding the science of it, understanding the basics and the whole premise of bodybuilding and what bodybuilding scientifically is, and how you optimize your experience in prep in an off season and building. It helps me so much with myself, and it also helps me to be in a better position to understand my clients for what they are going through when times get tough, because I can use anything that I've said to myself, I can say it to them, and that will help them so much. Also, just learning this reverse is going to be super interesting, because every one of my reverses have been pretty different, and this time we're going in with a pretty solid plan. And as Nate does bodybuilding and he lives this lifestyle every day as well, I feel like he'd be a great person to be surrounding myself with in those moments where I do want to just succumb to temptation. I mean, when last year I was completely by myself for my reverse, I was very isolated and I was very stressed, and that resorted to a lot of binge eating, which I'm in a way better spot mentally this time around. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being patient with me, first of all, and watching this video. Thank you for any video that you click on. This truly is like something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. I've always wanted to do this whole thing. I've always wanted to create content and provide value to people, but I never knew what value I would be able to provide until I found my whole purpose and identity in fitness. I knew that I just wanted to spread it to other people. So if you guys are following along, even in this whole fluctuating mess, thank you so much. All right, we'll see you guys on show day. Bye.